Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Bart Goncharek, and today with me is
Jakub. Hello, everyone.
And we're super excited to provide you with this webinar on multi-purpose use of Chromebook for teaching. And Chromebooks in the classroom, well, they are very handy tools when are equipped with Explain Everything whiteboards. We would like to show you today tips and tricks how you can use them, but we'll go through a scenario that we can call active learning, where project is shared among teachers and students, and we'll use Google Classroom for that, because if you have Chromebooks in the classroom, most probably you use Google Classroom to exchange those projects. So a few housekeeping items for today. Kuba is going to help me today. While I'll be demonstrating, he'll be answering your questions on chat. So feel free to answer your questions using Q&A section or just in chat. We'll also provide this project collaboratively for you. So if you want to join us, there'll be time to do so you can experiment on the same canvas that we're working here for demonstration. The session should take us around 45-50 minutes. We just want to keep some time to answer your questions, not only demonstrate, but also respond with ideas and suggestions. So feel free to put those things that you have in mind that you want to ask us to the chat window. We're here to explain everything.
Right, and this whole session is being recorded, so we're going to send you a link that you can later on get back to and see the video again if you have, if you want to revisit this whole webinar. And yeah, and it will be available on YouTube too later on. So don't worry if you miss on something or you just skip anything. You can explore what we're doing and explain everything, and then get back to it if you find that something wasn't clear. You will be able to.
So those that are absent should not worry as well, because they will have re-edited video. If something goes wrong, we can also always re-edit it. But for you, this is live, so let's see how it goes. We're using today few devices. You see Chromebook on a separate screen, and I'll just make sure that you can see this. Hold on.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, so there's this view that where you see the overhead camera over Chromebook. Just make sure that you can upscale this so you see the interface clearly. But before we get there, we want to show you what we have for today. So basically, we're going to tell you about how you can use Chromebooks in the classroom for students' project to engage them into activity that we'll demonstrate today. What do we think about Chromebooks? That's the first question. Well, those inexpensive, very capable devices are quite powerful these days, and we see that there's more and more possible using Chromebooks. We like those Chromebooks that have multi-touch screens, so you can use finger input, but also pencils or styluses, as you call them. Explain Everything works great on them. We're going to demonstrate that. There are few tiny differences between versions. If you use Explain Everything, let's say on iOS, there are few suggestions on how to deal with differences. So if you're interested in that, let us know. We can show you where to look for resources. Basically, Explain Everything as whiteboard is very versatile, and it uses this platform to its full capacity, I believe. And it works great with Google Classroom, which is quite important if you're shifting resources back and forth. So in today's demonstration, we're going to use both Google Classroom for structuring an assignment and explain everything to respond with a project in form of a video. So let me show you a few things, what's possible in the area of instructional delivery. So the way we see it is that with technology, there is a change, a shift from more traditional modes of operating to those that are enabled by technology, by Chromebooks. The mobile devices here, as you see, sometimes are used just to present static content. In this scenario, you can use whiteboard in the classroom to provide a lecture, to show slides, the same way almost as you would using computer. But there are additional benefits that come from use of whiteboards if you use motion, markups, and rich media, because you can put much more than you could on a static slide if you're using whiteboard to demonstrate. So for example, here, if I use the highlighter and I do the markups, I can actually provide, even with this scale tool that I use now, better focus on material that I'm presenting. So that's the markup. The motion is something that I try to demonstrate when we were waiting for session to start. So you can even use motion in a simple way, as I did when cutting out the content and scrolling it here, just to grab some attention on piece of material that I want to, make more stand out, make more visible. So whiteboards can do that, but they are not limited to displaying only static material and adding some motion as I did now. They also allow you to use browsers. They are equipped with equation editors, and these are the things that you can use on any platform with Explain Everything. So it's easy to explain something using slides, but if there is something on the web that you want to put to the canvas, you can do this, and we'll demonstrate how to do that on Chrome as well. If you need an equation editor or any web browser-enabled math material that is out there on the web, you can use this on the canvas of Explain Everything by simply putting a browser to it like this, and using the browser within Explain Everything. So these are the additional possibilities that are out there if you're using whiteboard for instructional delivery. But there's of course more, and we don't want to provide too much, but we just want to hint to you that there's this very powerful function of recording that you see here as a button on the lower part of my screen that allows you to capture everything that is provided. So if we press this button, you can actually provide a lecture and have it saved in the form of a clip that you can share then with those that were absent in a form of a web video link as stated here. So this is quite powerful. Explain Everything allows you to repurpose what was captured during the lecture when the recording was used, and then this polished and final video sent as a web video link with just few taps. And if you'd like to learn about this functionality, there is a very interesting material on YouTube where we explain it quite, I guess, in detail. Yep. It's called Explain Everything Essentials. You can check this resource when going to YouTube. Let me show you. If you go to YouTube, and if you look for Explain Everything Essentials, there you have it. And if I remember correctly, that's the part number 4, capture everything that shows a scenario where recording is used. But there's one more thing we want to hint before we head on to demonstration. What you can do within the scope of instructional delivery, if you allow not only what you can do by not only showing materials, but also allow others to engage with you. And this is something I want us to do now, because what I'm providing you here as demonstration of materials that I have on this canvas is something that you can access if you'd like using your devices or just browser. So if you look at, if you'd like to try that out, look at here at top right corner, there's this code that you can use to access Canvas that contains all of those materials that I'm sharing here with you. And the access code is something that you need to put into your Explain Everything. There's a join button on the front screen of Explain Everything. So if you look at our Chrome device here, let me show you, that's the button. Can I?
You need to stop sharing first.
Okay, sorry, so I'll stop sharing.
Yeah.
And I'll show you how to join the project. So if you're in Explain Everything, there's this join button. If you press this button and provide the code, you'll immediately get connected to this canvas. So let me show you the code again. And the code is, that's the code. So please try it out. If you have your tablet with you, or if you don't have your tablet, here's a trick for you. You can use your browser, and we advise to use Chrome, and try to access this link. So I'm actually using our domain here, explain/code, that allows you to connect to this canvas. And what it allows you to do once you connect, you can use the zoom tool that is located in the lower left corner, as you see just here, to move around independently from what we're going to present here. So this is a way you can engage with your students if you're just providing instructions using whiteboard. If you open this whiteboard, as we did with this content that we have here, if you open it for others, that they can join with the code, students can roam around, look into specific things that they would like to focus more. And this might be quite helpful for you to engage with them or ask them to provide something to the canvas that is going to be helpful for you while providing the lecture. So that's it's up to you how do you want to engage with students. This is the board that allows you to engage in any way that you'd like to structure this engagement.
Right. It simply allows many people to work on the same project and explain everything.
Yes. So now we see some of you already connected. So feel free to move around the canvas while we will show you a simple demonstration illustrating how you can use your Chrome in the classroom. So we assume, so here's the scenario. So we actually presenting this from an iPad where we do have our Google Classroom app. So we're in a position of being a teacher that is going to deploy an assignment for students, right?
Right. So we want students to read the assignment and use a project that we create as a template and create their own version of that project and record a video about this project. And this assignment is pretty crazy because
why is that?
Oh, because it looks crazy actually, and it's real, by the way, because we've learned about this example from Twitter, which we found this video recording, and it was a collaborative project that kids made, and it was well, the most effective predator.
Oh, yes.
And it was created by students. So this is a video of that. I think we've mentioned that on the previous webinar too, but it's pretty cool and it looks cool, and it was recorded collaboratively. So that was pretty nice.
So this, what you see here, is something we took from Twitter. It was tweeted the other day, and the video shows the result of students' work. Let me play a piece of that. I don't know if the audio play, I don't think it's connected. But students basically provide instructions in this video about the body parts they use to assemble this perfect predator. So we would like, based on this example, we would like to show you how actually to do such assignment, how to structure such assignment, and let students work their way using Chromebooks in the classroom. So we'll do this by first going to the Google Classroom and starting the assignment, right?
I think we could start a project first,
yeah.
Right? So that's going to be the base of our project, which is going to be a template that we will send through Google Classroom to our students. So later on, they will be able to download their version of the project and work on what we've prepared.
Yes. So I'm going to exit this cloud project. There are many of you connected here, so feel free to roam around, and we won't be offended if you mess the content. So don't worry, we'll handle this situation. But for now, I'm going to quit this project by tapping top left corner. There was a project button.
There might have been some of you who got disconnected from the project because if you join a cloud project as a person without an account, right? Because you can connect to any project and explain everything, even if you don't have an account. But if you don't have an account, the owner of the project has to be in the project. So the person that's being the host kind of keeps it up for you, right? So some of you might have been disconnected, but I've seen most of you had accounts already. So
sorry for that if someone got disconnected by me not being present on this project. I'm going to start a new one. So as a teacher, here I'm creating a template that I will share with students. So that's the project name here. Let's call it the perfect predator, right? That's the project. So, and I'm going to put very simple instructions to this project. I can record audio, I can record my video, but for now I'm just typing, please, that's the name, the perfect predator. That's going to be the title, right? Please assemble your ideal predator using body parts of your choice. Explain why. Yeah. So this is a project that I created. Is it good enough, Kuba?
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, for us today, let's give it simple.
Yeah. So since I already have this project here, what I need to do is to upload this to the Google Classroom, and I'm doing this from a different device that is the Chromebook, just to show you that it works both ways. You can use any devices together. So here, what I need to share is not a video, because I can do that. What I need to share is this very project as a template. Therefore, I press export, and I choose project, because I could simply send this as an image. But let's say there's more to it. You would want to add some elements that needs to be used by students. You can put them to the project so they are shared within the project file. And now I need to put this to the Google Classroom. Google Classroom is here, just here. You can change.
If you press on the green plus, it will add to the default apps.
Yes, you can add this to the default. So I can put it to the very top of my list, so I don't have to do it anymore. So once I press here, there's a Google Classroom on top of the list, almost on top of the list. You should see the class of explainers that I created. So there is class of explainers. I create an assignment. The project uploads. So you see that within the materials, there is this uploaded project. The perfect predator. Look for instructions in that project. Sent. And I hope it works this time.
Thank you for suggestion,
Yes.
Leonard, but we really want to send it to Google Classroom.
And we did. So upload successful. So because we changed Classroom, do we need to connect our student
to our
device? So we'll now stop sharing this device and let's move to our Chrome. So currently
on the top. Yeah. Spotlight, the top one. Yeah, there we go.
Spotlight video. Okay.
There we go.
Now you should see our Chrome, and within this setup here, we should be able to go to the Google Classroom. Right. And
join our class.
Join our class. So you can join your class using the code. So let me find where to do that.
It's in under classes, I think.
So I go to classes here.
And then plus on the top right hand.
Then you press plus, and here you have option to join class. So I'm going to join class, and because we created a new one, I need, as a student, access this class by code. The code is quite straightforward. That's the code. And here you press join. So you don't need to sign up students by emails. You can let them join by the code. And as you see, now this student here joined class of explainers and already sees the assignment on Perfect Predator. So that's great because now we just need to do the work. Then I see instructions that I left as a teacher. Look for instructions in the project. There's this project. Great. So why don't we open this project? And again, developers, they have so many accounts that I need to switch to the correct account. So what happens technically is that the project is stored on the Google Drive. So what Google Classroom does is it allows you to access the file on Google Drive. Now this file is going to be opened in Explainer Everything. You can download this to your local drive like this. Now in the download manager on Chrome, I should see this project. So I'll open the folder. There's this Perfect Predator that once tapped already opens in Explain Everything. So all I did was to download from the Google Classroom file that was stored locally, and with a single tap, it activated Explain Everything. So I'm back in Explain Everything on this very device. So it's great that we were able to resolve the issue with too many accounts. Now we can start doing the project. And in order to do that, I'll show you a few things students can do in Explain Everything when assembling their ideal predators. The one thing would be to use browser, because I said I mentioned that it's possible within Explain Everything. So in order to assemble predator from different body parts, I might want to use images from Google or different repositories that you have in mind and you want students to use. So let's say I want to assemble a predator that has a body of an elephant. If I look up elephants, and let's say I like this one, I can use the cutout tool that is positioned here and use it to cut out elephant like this. But of course, this is too limiting because that way I replicated part of the browser screen in kind of like, very rectangular-like format. I don't want to do that because I actually need a body of elephant. So I'm going to use the delete tool to remove that object. And I'll cut out again, but this time I'm going to use this second mode of cutout tool. We should call it Replicator because it actually replicates the content. And now I can quite precisely show which body part I need for my project. And that's the part I need here. All right. So I have body. Cool. Now I need legs. So maybe this time we're going to use legs. What do you think of a lion? Lion's legs?
Or cheetah. Something like that.
Or maybe panther. Great pictures. Maybe I can use those legs. Fantastic. And again, cutout tool, and I'll just take legs from here and here. Great. And as you see, this is super simple in order to assemble something of a collage that contains different elements. Now we're using just images, but you can think of any objects or document parts. It depends on what your assignment is about. Here, this is just an easy tool to use to assemble a creature, artificial creature, with a head of, what head should we use? Eagle? All right. And again, I'll use stylus here in order to cut out head. And I'll use this head for my predator. What I don't need anymore is this browser. So I can delete browser as any other object on the canvas by using delete tool. You can also delete objects using inspector. This is quite a powerful tool to use. It has this delete button here. So for instance, if I would need to rescale legs, I can just grab them with hand tool that is positioned here, and with 2 fingers, rescale my legs. But if for some reason the legs that I would take from different picture would be positioned incorrectly and I would have to flip them, you can flip them left to right, up and down with inspector here. So this is quite a powerful tool to manipulate content on canvas, including rotations and different transformations that you'd like, alignments, for example. Now, this creature of mine, very interesting indeed.
Looks great.
I love it. If we are to use it on a canvas, let's say for simple animation, it's best to use it all together because those parts are separate. So let us group them together, and I'll use inspector for that. I select all the objects, and now you see explain everything shows boundaries of those objects. And within inspector, there's this group command here. Once tapped, I can actually move my creature and all of its parts together. All right. We promised you that we will show you how recording works, so that's the next thing we want to do. So that's the project. Fantastic. And we like to illustrate our thinking by saying loud why we chose, let's say, eagle's head for this perfect predator. So I'm going to hit record here. This predator has eagle's head because we think that his vision, eagle's vision, is best in terms of resolution. So as you see, now what is captured is 10 seconds of audio recording that I provided after pressing record. I can play it back. This predator has eagle's head, and I can move, reposition my placement in time in order to, let's say, stop on very end of this recording, almost very end, just to make simple illustration of what was provided, what I spoke about. So I mentioned resolution, so I can also put it here as a reason for choosing eagle's head. And keep in mind that I made this in 9th second of the recording. That means this new object they added here will be visible only from 9th second of the recording. So when I play back the video, look what happens. Because we think that his vision equals vision is best in terms of resolution. So this is something that appeared in 9th second, and this is a super simple way of doing animation. Of course, we could provide some more movement. We can walk this creature into the canvas, but that's not important for now. For now, this will do in terms of explaining our thinking for choosing the body parts. And what we want to do now is to return this project for teacher, right?
Yeah.
For grading or for review and providing us feedback on what we created as student. So how to do that?
Well, we'll create a video, and so we don't end up like spending much time on our device. We're gonna just send it through the Explain Everything cloud, which will create the video for us.
That's a great solution, and it works best for situations where recording is long. Let's say you have an assignment where there's like 10 minutes of recording. You can, of course, create a video on a device. That means the device would render the file that you can then upload to Google Classroom. You can, but what Kuba suggested is to do the heavy lifting in the cloud. Explain Everything can render the video for you, so with just 2 taps, you have the link to share. And that's what we'll do. We'll create a link and we'll put a link to the video to the classroom.
Exactly.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy, yeah.
So how to do that? We'll press export again. And if you remember last time when we were exporting, we used this option export because we provided template for students. We wanted them to use this template. But now we'll use create web video link. What happens when I tap that is that, as you see, something got uploaded to the cloud, and I already have this short link here. That's the link where my video already plays. If I share it anywhere else, the project that I created underneath plays as a streamed video. So that's super easy for those that would be, let's say, recipients of my project, but they don't have access to Explain Everything. They can just watch the result of my project in form of a streamed video.
Right, and we just got notified via email that this video is ready to view, so that's a good indicator.
Yes, so it makes sense to, because there are many ways to share. This method is best for large projects because we do the heavy lifting of creating video. So for now, as a student, I want to press share and put the result to the Google Classroom here. So I do that. As you see, Google Classroom opens, and I hope now we won't have any problems with accounts. We just want to have some time to answer your questions.
Yeah.
So within this assignment, you'll see that the project is returned and it will be visible here. So from the teacher perspective, it's going to be super simple to receive result of the project as the link will be visible here within the student's work. Now, because we know the code that under which the project was created, we can basically simulate what will be visible by going with browser to the address where this video plays. And it's, let me just type it in. So if we would be able to successfully post it, we would not do that. But this time, we just want to show you how it works without finalizing this in the Google Classroom. So in the Google Classroom, you'll find this link, and it should.
Did you press down?
I did.
All right.
and it will open the project like this. And you'll see that there's a video that plays what we recorded on our Chromebook. There will be audio that is not connected now, so I cannot post it to you, but basically that's the project that we created.
So now we have this video, and you notice that we had some problems when presenting this to you live of uploading link to the Google Classroom. So we figured that in this recording, we'll export the video and put it directly to the app in the Google Classroom app. So if you press record export and you send video file here to the Google Classroom, what will happen is that Explain Everything is going to render the video file, and instead of putting link to the Google Classroom, it will actually launch Classroom app and provide video file rendered in Explain Everything to it. And that's what actually happens now. So we need to attach this to an assignment, and that was the assignment, the perfect predator. So I just select it, and as you see, my answer is added now to this assignment. And yeah, as you see my work as a student is assigned, and I can add comment. There's actually few files because we tried that 3 times, but nevertheless, hand in and you're good. Work submitted. Thank you.
And this concludes our demonstration. And luckily, we were able to present almost everything. So we're happy to listen
there are
to
some
your
questions.
questions
There
and
are
answer them.
couple questions. So we're going to answer them live.
Yes.
So Tanya asks, I love the program. However, I have tried to create a project which includes a video clip, which is a nice additional way to explain.
Yes.
Rightfully so. However, when I save the file, it cannot be saved as a usable MP4. How can I save files which have the videos active and the voiceover functional etc? So I assume you are trying to export a video file and it has a video inside of it, but you want this video to be interactive, right? So, because how it works is that, well, I hope that I interpret that in the right way. Because I think we can just add the new video just off anything to a new project. Can we try and do that?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll show you how it happens, right? And what happens exactly. Because say we record a new video, a video object, right? Like just a video of us or something.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. What kind of crazy?
Hello, and this is a video instruction.
Right. So this is a video object. We can use this object in this project. We did it. You know, usually you just insert a video. Sorry, that's a camera.
Yeah.
Usually you insert a video via add media file here. Let's turn on taps and gestures. Sorry, so that you see what is. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in the top left-hand menu, you see the video, right? File. You can import a video from.
So we can do it again. So we can turn on camera, and we can create a new video.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
like this. Not an explainer anything but outside of it. And this is a video instruction that will be useful when doing an assignment in this very project. So now we created a video that can be easily added to the project. So I'll simulate that on a second slide. I'll add the video that we just created here. And this is a working video object, as you see, with the instructions.
Right. So that's the first part where you wanna. So depending on what you want to do with it, this can be the product. of a project, right? Say you want to have a video that's interactive inside of an Explain Everything project. So you can save the project and send it to someone, and then they will be able to interact with the video in there. But I assume you want to record something to it, right? And then keep it a project. So what you can do is, say you want to record an explanation with a video file. So what you can do right now, you just press record. There we go.
So here in Explain Everything, we're explaining what we explained within this video. So we'll play video, and here we see, that's me speaking, and here's Kuba helping me out, right? So that's Kuba, that's Bart.
There we go.
So now we used the video object, but we explained what is within this video using video capabilities of Explain Everything. I hope that's...
Yeah. Well, Explain Everything can get crazy when you want to go as deep. But
yes.
So right now, regardless of where you end up in the video and the timeline, you can interact with anything that's on the canvas, right? So right now, we can scroll here, stop, and just select the video again.
Or we can cut out, let's say, a piece of that video because we need this finger, right, for some reason in our explanation. So we can cut it, we can take it out from the video, as we did in this scenario with building artificial predator. So we basically stopped Explain Everything at this certain frame, and we can use this frame, repurpose it, illustrate it better. And on the timeline, we're like on this very 10th second of the recording where we can manipulate stuff.
Right. And now what you can do is you can share this project, right? Not this whole, not as a video, but as a project, and it will stay interactive. So just as Bart did with the classroom example, you can just tap export.
I'll just delete the first file, right? Not to have too much in it. So that's just a simple one file project that I can export.
And now you just select project.
Yes, you don't want to render this video because it's not going to be interactive anymore. So if you want those contents to be available for others to repurpose as a part of a template, let's say, just export project, and then we'll put it to the Google Classroom again.
But there's another way of doing that, which is also crazy. Because what you can do is now you can have a video and the project at the same time. So what you can do is you just select export again and select create web video link. And now you just make sure that the option allow project download is available.
Here.
Right? So right now, once this uploads, you can just share the link, this link here. You just press share and just share it
to the classroom,
like I said, to the classroom or somewhere else. Yeah, let's just do just that and
make announcement
or create an assignment.
Okay.
Yeah. And now, and now we'll just, it's a link, right? So let's send it there and show it how it looks like in Google Classroom.
Okay, so I'll send it, new assignment.
Oh, there was an error, of course.
Again.
Okay, let's share a different way. Let's just share it as a link. Let's copy it and show it.
Link. Okay.
Yeah. Just copy the link.
Just copy the link. Okay, and I'll just access it in the browser, so you'll see what's happening then.
And right now, there's under the three-dot menu, because it's a video, right? You can press play, and it will show you the video, right? And just plays. And all the crazy stuff that Bart recorded is there.
Sorry for that.
So now, but what you can do is you can press three dots and just select download project right there on the bottom. And then it will download the project to your device and open it and Explain Everything.
Yes, but since we created this in Explain Everything, we can show you this on Chrome for you. So let's go to Chrome.
All right, yeah. That's a great example.
Spotlight, okay, I hope you can see it now. So now all I need to do, I'll use code here because we know the code for this project, and it is, in ideal world, this is going to be a link sitting in the Google Classroom, but now me see here.
So here they explain everything.
Okay, and I can download the project here. And as you see, I'm downloading project, and it will open and explain everything for me to edit. So it's still interactive. I have the video. I have all the annotations that we did within, yeah, on my Chromebook.
Yeah, so that's how you do it. There are like multiple levels of what you can do. You can do almost anything with this.
Well, it's a lot. This is like a video in the video. It's a lot. We understand that, but then again, it is very versatile. It's if you want to provide a project with video instructions, what I would suggest is to create the video first and put it to explain everything. So it plays as an object. So there's no recording explain everything, because I assume you would want your students to return the video. So if they have this object with your video that plays on their play button, right? They can either remove your instructions, that is the video object, and create their own project and explain everything. And it's not like mixed together. So there's no your recording as your teacher's recording as instructions, and that is followed by the recording made by students. So that would be the easiest way to do it.
All right. So yeah, we hope that this this helped and not brought additional confusion. But yeah, Tanya says, thank you for explaining. I have a video on the project and the same project export. Yeah. So okie dokie. There are a couple more questions, so we'll try to speed it up a little bit. So is Explain Everything available for iMac, and is there a full version for PC? So it is available, but not as a standalone app, but as a web app that's available through your browser. So Chrome or Safari. You can use Explain Everything in those browsers. We're sooner or later there will be a standalone app for desktops, but well, we'll get there eventually. It's somewhere on our roadmap.
We'd love to be there. There are reasons for this app not being on computers, and the reasons are palm rejection, are multi-touch screens that are maybe not necessary but very useful when you use whiteboard. So you can still access Explain Everything projects, create them in the browser if you log in with your account using at best Chrome, if not Safari browser. And it's going to be fully functional, but you'll see the difference when you manipulate objects on the canvas of your screen. With mouse and keyboard, it's just a bit more difficult.
Right, but it's still doable. Tanya, sorry, because I've missed this question, or maybe an expansion of your question. When the recording is saved or exported, the video portion does not run unless user has explained everything. So in order for a video to play inside of your project, of your video created, you need to record the video playing, if that makes sense, right? Because it's a video that plays in the project, right? So you have to record your interaction in the project in order to save that interaction, right? It sounds tricky, but it's pretty straightforward, right? So everything you do on the screen on your canvas can be recorded, but if you want to export it as a video, you need to do something with it to create that video inside of Explain Everything, right? So,
and we'll tell you why it's that. Let's say you create a project where on a single slide you need 6 videos, right, to go through them. And we've sold that live projects in different scenarios. But let's say 6 videos. What should play when you play the project? What will play is the thing that you allowed to play when recording the project. So we can press record and Explain Everything and go through each of those videos explaining what is within those videos.
Yep.
And this whole sequence will be captured. And by this, when you play the project that is compressed in the cloud or on your own device, you'll see exactly the same sequence of actions you did on the canvas when explaining.
Right. So Tanya says, so during the voice recording, I then must run the video concurrently. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And you can mute yourself, unmute video. You can think of what audio input should be there. It's all up to you.
Just use headphones. That's going to be the perfect
yes
resolution.
Yeah,
Okay.
because your voice might mix with audio coming from video. So if you use headphones, that's the best solution.
Yep. Right, then they're asked, can you show again how to add instructions to a previously made video using the perfect predator presentation? To a previously made video, so in the mix mode, you mean, like in the project? Or do you want us to insert a video to a project, or do you want to edit the recording of an existing project?
You can do both.
Because you can do both.
Mm-hmm. So that's actually a good question, because
Edit the existing recording. So, so it's a mix mode. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So let's show this.
So for those of you who don't know, Explain Everything has recording modes. Yes, we will. Don't worry, Polinda. We will, Polianda. Sorry. We will answer the YouTube video. No worries. Where was I?
Mixing videos.
It has, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Explain Everything has multiple recording modes. So what this means, it allows you to do different things while recording. So the default mode adds additional layers of recordings. We'll show you how it works in a second.
So I'll remove those elements just to show you. Okay.
Right. So this is an existing recording we did. It has a voiceover, right? But we want.
It's pretty clean. It's just one audio track now with a call out here that we speak about resolution. That's the reason why we chose this head. And let's say.
Right, because we did before, we just scrolled through a certain time frame and just inserted something onto that time frame so it appears at a certain time.
And that's here, right?
Yeah, that's the easiest method of adding stuff. But we can just mute our microphone now so that we don't end up recording additional sounds.
So that's here. That's the mute button for you.
And then just the green mode next to the recording button informs us that we are in the mix mode. So that's the recording option that adds more stuff without erasing the previously recorded thing. So we can just press record and then add anything that we'd like, or add movement. So we're going to come up with something crazy.
Yes, why not? Why not? Let's do something crazy.
Yeah, let's do the second one. Yeah,
I'll just add a new one, and I'll walk this predator across the screen while that previous video plays. Why don't I do that? So I press record, and I walk the predator.
Now there are two of them. So
there are two of them, and I'll flip this one around and walk it back. We don't hear audio here. Let me find a button to add some volume. Okay. And I'll walk this predator back. Okay. And now, as you see, this video is modified by two sets of movements when I was moving this predator to the right and then to the left, but it's still the same video. So if I play it, this predator has eagle's head because we think that his vision equals vision. So it plays together, and you can repeat that over and over again, adding additional layers of complexity to the resulting video.
All right. Hope that helps or broadens the perspective. Yeah. Explain Everything can get crazy.
It's actually very useful if you think of this from a perspective of teacher. If you present your lecture in form of video, you can record first slides or just audio and then slides and then add movements and then perhaps even camera movement, because if I press record again and I use zoom tool, you can manipulate the canvas, and this is going to also be reflected in the resulting video. And by this, I can point attention of those that would receive the video to specific aspect of what was recorded. Hope that's useful.
All right, so we got a final question. Thank you for the question, Anna.
Yes. Thanks.
From Polyanda, can you add a YouTube video that plays within the project? So Well, it doesn't work as you would expect it to work with the browser. We advise to download videos from the internet and insert them as files to your project. Because the way the browser within Explain Everything is captured, it doesn't, the frame rate of the capture of the browser is not the same as the project, and it just, yeah, it kind of works, and it doesn't work well with the videos that, and like very quick things that happen on websites. It's just the nature of it, and there is probably some crazy workaround about this problem, but we haven't found it yet. But it's something that we'd love to do, but it's not very high priority right now. So we recommend to download video from the internet if you can, and reuse it there.
There are many ways to do it. I mean, this is an easy resolvable problem if you Google it up, and you can find web pages that allow you to take the video from YouTube. And once there's a file for you, you can just put it to the canvas of Explain Everything. We would love to make it in a way that you could record Explain Everything browser on Explain Everything canvas with full speed, although it's just not working that way. It's meant to be for capturing interaction with the more static browser within the browser.
What you can, well, I'm not sure, because the privacy and the copyright concerns are real. So
of course,
if you don't have access to an existing video on YouTube that you own, let's phrase it that way, you can always record your screen while playing a video on full screen, and then save it as a file, and then send it to Explain Everything. That's also possible if you don't want to, yeah. Because I think YouTube now allows you to download download back the file. But yeah. But if you can, but have have the rights to download a video, then just feel free to do that. All right. Oh no, that's not the one. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So we were glad we were able to explain this scenario, although we had some problems along our way. So sorry for that again. But we recovered.
Oh yeah.
And thank you for all those questions coming from you. It was our pleasure to explain. We hope, if not everything, at least a lot. So we hope to see you next time. There's a next webinar coming in 2 weeks. It's going to be quite interesting. So if you like this format and engagement and perhaps a bit unstructured way of providing it, please join us next time. And for the time being, it was a pleasure, and thank you for watching.
Thank you so much for coming. And you'll get a link to this recording
after we modify it.
After we modify it, yeah. There's going to be a lot of notifications on that one.
It's not going to arrive in an hour, but we'll send a link eventually.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you.
See you.